Hey YouTubes, Dapper Dennis here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we need to do a grind. Grind out some levels, see if we can get to 25 and then to 30. So we've hit a lot of the benchmarks, we've hit a lot of the rare Pokemons. I think my Pokedex is up to like 120 or 118, somewhere like that. So, but we just came out here. I got my niece visiting me, so she's out here playing at the beach with my daughters. And but we're gonna come out here, we're gonna play at the beach a little bit, and then we're gonna head over to that spot in Coronado and see how many levels we can grind out today. We got a little bit behind because I do have my niece visiting, but other than that, while I'm streaming all the things that I'm catching over at Coronado, we're gonna talk about some of the big updates that have recently happened to Pokemon Go. So, let's talk about it. So one of the biggest changes that happened with this update, or just recently, is Niantic went through and they said they sent out a cease and desist order to all the third-party Pokemon Go sites and apps. The biggest one I think that got hit was Pokevision, which the site itself was a little cheaty, but the site itself was making up for the lack of tracking that was working within the Pokemon Go game. So that's why it was so widely used. It's Niantic's decision to do this, it's their game. They think it'll make it better and more challenging, that's fine. But I wish when they did that, they would have had a proper tracking system in play or ready to go or ready to update before they pulled the plug on Pokemon Vision. I've even seen talk that Niantic probably should have tried to do a partnership or something with Pokevision because it was so widely used. And it made the game a lot more enjoyable. You knew where to go to get what you needed to get. It wasn't, some people might have been using it all the time, but you know, occasionally people would use it and just track down that Aerodactyl that showed up in that rare spot, or find out if Pepper Park is really a Dratini nest, things like that, just to get information. So, but yeah, that's one of the big updates. It was a big doozy too. Also, another thing that changed is the swap around of the Pokemon nests that were located around places. So, what ended up happening is something that was, say, a Charmander nest now turned into a Bulbasaur nest. So everything's dropped, all the nests dropped down in their Pokemon Pokedex number by one, of baseline Pokemon. The biggest impact that we had here in San Diego was there was a Dratini nest that was located in Pepper Park, and I didn't get a chance to complete it and get my Dragonite, but before it got changed, but now it's an Eevee Park. So, and as it stands right now, there's been no Dratini nest that has taken its place. So we're back to just luck and trying to find it through lures and other means like that. So hopefully that gets changed around. Hopefully it can get swapped around so that the Bulbasaur equals the Dratini nest or something along those lines. But that's another thing that has changed with this update. And also, through this update, there's been, I'm not sure if this is intentional or whatever, but a lot of people have been reporting that they catch a Pidgey, but when it gets added to their bag or gets added to their collection, it turns into a Zubat. So there's some speculation out there that it might be a Ditto. So people have been telling people to name it Ditto and stuff like that. I don't know, kind of exciting stuff, or it's a bug. So one of the two is going to be, it'll be exciting either way it turns out. But it's been pretty hilarious some of the combos that people have found. Someone said they found a Mankey, and then it turned into a Cubone, and someone said they found a Bulbasaur and it turned into something else. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is a glitch or if this is intentional, but it's definitely made the game a little bit more interesting. So the 3 footprint tracking system has been completely removed, like absolutely just gone. Nobody knows if it's going to be back in the future or how it's going to go, but Niantic took it out all the way to help stabilize their games. And they said it just wasn't fitting into their scope of their game, so they just took it out. We'll see if it comes back. I'm kind of a little bittersweet about it because I enjoyed the tracking system when it first came out, having that one paw print. I thought it worked perfectly. And then when it started failing, Pokevision opened up, and that was the go-to to help combat that issue of the glitch of having a 3 paw print. So I wish they would put that back in. It really helped to narrow down at least the area, and it still made you run around, because you still had to lower that pop rate down to 1 or 2, then 1, then 0. So we'll see if they put it back in, and maybe they have a better way of doing it. But I missed the 3 paw print, and I would never would have had to go to PokeVision or anything like that if that paw print existed still. So here's to hoping that they put it back in and maybe fix any issues that they were having with it. So another thing that has been updated with this update is some of the Pokemon have had their abilities nerfed. I think one of the biggest ones is Snorlax. His lick got reduced significantly, which makes sense because he was a big tinky Pokemon and he was still doing quite a bit of damage. So, and some of the other ones is Vaporeon's abilities got a little bit nerfed here and there. So those are some of the major ones. So the really strong Vaporeons that were sitting in gyms are easily taken out now, and I think some of the top ones that are taking the places is Arcanine and things of that nature. So, but yep, that's what happened. I'm sure there's going to be more balancing changes that'll roll out eventually. So this is just the first batch that we've gone through. There's been some visual changes. The Pokeballs themselves, I'll see if I can get you a side-by-side up here, but the Pokeballs have changed in their appearance. There's been a couple other minor visual updates and stuff that have happened. I'm not sure if anybody has noticed this, but you can actually tell when a gym is being attacked as to when it's being leveled up. So when it's attacked, it's all lightning-y, and you can see the attacks that's happening, but then it just looks like less stuff is going on when somebody is actually just trying to level it up. See if I can get you some other visuals on this, and I'll try to catch those up today so I can put those up there for you. So that's all I got for updates this time. We went over PokeVision and third-party sources. We went over the nest swapping around. We went over the losing of the tracking system that's in the game. Different visual appearances that have changed that some of you guys might have not noticed, and then we also went over some of the nerfing and balancing changes that they did in the game recently. Other than that, let's enjoy the rest of the video and see what I catch out here in Coronado.